My name is Surojit Dasgupta, and I am the country manager for Lookout for the India and the SAARC territory. I wanted to thank Economic Times for giving me an opportunity to present in this BFSI summit. It's truly a pleasure and honor to be presenting in front of all of you. In the next 12 to 15 minutes that I'll be speaking, I'd like to take you through an introduction on Lookout and how we are helping organizations like you to defend against cyber threats and attacks in the new post-perimeter world. Lookout was founded in 2007 in the US with exclusive focus on mobile security. Today, we have the trust of more than 6,000 customers across the globe. We have a global presence, and from India point of view, we have two development centers, one in Bangalore and one in Hyderabad. We are still a private company and have raised investments till date of more than 400 million. Over the past 14 years, we have amassed a global device network of almost 200 million plus devices spanning across 150 countries, which have contributed to vast amounts of security telemetry to our Lookout security cloud. So when a new zero-day attack surfaces, guess which vendor will be the first one to discover and track it? Of course, Lookout, by the sheer strength of our Lookout cloud telemetry. Off the back of our global device network, which I spoke about, along with our app store integrations and additional app acquisition methods, we have gathered the world's largest dataset of mobile code, as evidenced by our 140 million plus strong apps, which we have analyzed till date. Based on all apps, web content, other data that we analyze, with our artificial intelligence and machine learning tools, we per day block and remove quite a big number of sites and apps. Lookout has a world-class reputation of discovering real security threats that impact mobile devices. Since 2016, we have removed 1,131 unique applications from the iOS store and the Google Play Store after informing the respective store owners. Lookout's mission is to secure and empower productivity in a privacy-focused world where work and play can happen anywhere. With everything now in the cloud, it's critical that cybersecurity follows you wherever you go, securing your data from the endpoint all the way to the cloud. The last 18 months have changed the world. This is the new reality where we'll be more mobile, more apps, and more cloud. This holds true for our work, life, and play. This was always in the horizon, and COVID has merely accelerated it. Organizations across the globe will never have 100% of their employees working from the secured perimeter of their office locations only throughout the year. Like I said, this change was always happening. The day the BlackBerry was introduced, and it accelerated when Apple announced the iPhone back in 2007. As companies started embracing mobility, it has evolved the way they interact with the user. And this effect has also trickled down to how businesses engage with their customers. In fact, we are now living in the peak of the next digital revolution, where we experience broad-based growth of adoption and consumption of mobile technology. We are seeing exclusive mobile-only companies like Uber, Ola, Zomato, BigBasket dominating and disrupting the market. Point to understand, companies will focus on what saves them dollars, and business will focus on what makes dollars. Unfortunately, through the mad rush, security will always take a backseat. That is, until something happens. Most companies fail to understand that these initiatives have exponentially broadened their cybersecurity risk surface. Traditional legacy security policies might no longer apply. Failing to see this early might be bigger implications later on. With this, all organizations across the globe have to now embrace the post-perimeter world. Earlier, if you had 5,000 employees, you would have one or maybe 2-3 locations where majority of your team would be based out of, and you would protect those premises with all the security controls. Now, instead of this 1 or 2 or 3 locations, you may actually have 5,000 separate branch offices. Your users, your data, your apps have all gone out of your perimeter. At the same time, you have to ensure security of your data, maintaining compliance as well as employee privacy. So as there is no perimeter, the new office Wi-Fi will be the nearest Wi-Fi of your coffee shop, of your holiday home, of your own home. Your data is in the cloud, and your employees are accessing data not only from their work laptops, but also from their mobile devices and tablets. The cyber criminals are also aware that the employees are no longer in the protection of the perimeter. An organization also cannot trust all the devices that are accessing the data. As we stand at the crossroads and look into the future, it looks that the trend has not peaked, but merely picking momentum. Today, we spend more time on our phone than ever. Even traditional businesses understand that they need to ride the wave, either by launching their own apps or tagging along on existing ones. This rush to mobile first has also indirectly translated to more willingness in the adoption of accompanying technologies, that is the cloud, where not too long ago, companies, enterprises, governments have resisted due to security and control concerns. Driven by necessity, it seems like everyone has forgotten the need for security of your mobile devices. Why are mobile threats on the rise? Very simple, because they are easy targets, much less secure as compared to the traditional endpoints like PCs and laptops. Moreover, organizations mostly look at stopping phishing attacks by securing the email, while in a mobile phone, it can be delivered through messaging, chatting apps, websites, or through other apps. 85% of mobile phishing attacks does not come through emails. Also, we sometimes have a perception that iOS is less vulnerable to threats or attacks compared to Android, which is not a correct understanding, as you can see in the graph here. We are seeing some very high visibility attacks happening across the globe, which is creating media headlines. Coming to mobile app threats and phishing encounter rates, India is clearly one of the most attacked countries in the world, with more than 34% phishing encounter rates and more than 8% app threat encounter rate. Overall, in the subcontinent, if we include Sri Lanka and Bangladesh, we see a very high rate of attacks. When we talk about the mobile risk matrix, a couple of things we need to look very carefully in terms of the threat vector and the components of risk. From vector, as you can see, we have the apps, the device, network, and the web and content. While at the risk components in each are threats, software vulnerabilities, and of course, behaviors and configurations. I will not read all the blocks, but I'll give you a little time to have a close look on this slide to understand the different combinations, how a bad actor can gain access and subsequently enter the corporate network. Web and content threats are all very prevalent, especially mobile phishing. Mobile devices are connected outside traditional firewalls, typically lack endpoint security solutions, and access a plethora of new messaging platforms not used on desktops or laptops. Mobile has made identifying and blocking phishing attacks considerably more difficult for both individuals, organizations, as well as existing security technologies. Most of the time, we have customers, partners, and prospects ask us that they already use some NDM solution, so they have covered their risk from mobile threats. Unfortunately, that is not the case. And with MDM solutions, you will typically cover the boxes that I've highlighted in green, 3 out of the 12, right? Which is basically covering the outdated OS, the dead-end hardware, vulnerable pre-installed apps, maybe asking users to put a PIN or a password. So you can very well see that an MDM alone is not sufficient, and you need a comprehensive offering like Lookout to protect your organization from all the mobile threats and attacks. In present times, it is no longer that an organization has to secure its user or devices once only. Today, they have to do a 24/7 continuous risk assessment to ensure that the user and device are safe. In this slide, I wanted to show you how it works integrating with your existing security solution with Lookout continuous conditional access to achieve zero trust security model. Lookout expanded Lookout continuous conditional access or CCA by integrating our security and access platforms. This enables organizations to make detailed and ongoing risk assessments of endpoints and users and apply that information to very granular access controls, as opposed to a simple yes-no access decision that ensures business continues securely. Let's see how it works. Employee uses a mobile device that has Lookout installed to access corporate resources. Lookout continuously monitors the device based on the threat telemetry of the Lookout security graph. Since Lookout Mobile Security is fully integrated with Lookout CASB and ZTNA, we can then make access decisions based not only on the device risk posture, but also user risk level and the sensitivity of the data being accessed. By integrating with IAM solutions, Okta, for example, access can be granted or denied without the need for an MDM. MDMs can certainly be used. We integrate with both the technologies, but it is no longer a requirement that we can support both managed and unmanaged devices. In this scenario, first the employee is denied access of company resources because the device or user level risk is not acceptable and the data being accessed may be too sensitive to grant permission to the device. When a threat is detected on the device, the user is presented with a screen that summarizes the risk and provides the user with instructions for remediating the risk on the device. Once the risk has been remediated, the user can continue to get access to company resources. In 95% of the cases, users can remediate the threats present on the device. I want to take next 2 minutes to speak on one of the most famous or infamous mobile attacks which have created noise across the globe, Pegasus. Pegasus was first discovered by Lookout and Citizen Lab in year 2016 and has now resurfaced again. Pegasus can be deployed on both iOS and Android devices. What sets Pegasus apart is that it can extract in the most stealthiest manner highly accurate GPS coordinates to know where you are visiting, photos, personal, official, whatever, emails, your personal emails, your official emails, files, even encrypted messages from your messaging apps. If you are a CXO exec, a critical officer in your organization, media houses, and being targeted by bad actors, it can access your calendar or even otherwise also turn on the device's microphone to eavesdrop on private in-room conversations or phone calls and activate the camera to record video. Sound scary? Absolutely yes. Let's come back. Why customers choose Lookout. One platform to identify, protect, detect, and respond to threats. No need to integrate a handful of independent technologies with an already complex infrastructure. Our solutions are cloud delivered, providing limitless scale to secure any organization of any size and deliver protections against the latest threats without requiring manual updating. We are consistently recognized for the innovation and vision of our industry-leading platform with 125 plus patents till date. Here is a partial list of customers who have trusted Lookout globally, both in the enterprise space across verticals, as well as large government organizations and departments. With this, I again wanted to thank everyone for their time. It's great to be speaking in this forum, and please feel free to reach out at your convenience if you would like to discuss more in depth on Lookout offerings. Thank you very much.